Welcome and thank you for joining us for the three-part series, Three Hidden Secrets to Managing ADHD Naturally that most parents don't know. And I want to give you actionable steps, how you can help your child today to achieve long-term benefits. So over the course of 3 days, you'll be receiving three different 15-minute-ish videos, and I hope you enjoy them and get a lot of value out of them. Please let me know your feedback. I always try to improve, so if I can do anything to make this better, and if you would like to see anything included in my upcoming workshop, let me know. Thanks for joining us. Let's get started.
We are going to be talking about secret one. Sensory inputs can calm hyperactivity. Not sure if you knew that or not, but they can calm hyperactivity. I've seen it time and time again in my classroom and with my son. And let's get into it. Most parents just don't realize that simple adjustments to sensory input can have powerful impact on ADHD child's ability to focus, calm down, and self regulate. While parents often focus on discipline or creating structured routines, you might overlook how sensory needs directly influence your child's behavior. So, by looking at whether a child is under or overstimulated, sensory settings can help significantly reduce hyperactivity and restlessness. So, what do I mean by all of that? Well, let's look into the two areas why sensory inputs matter for children with ADHD and ADD. For one, overstimulation, right? When a child is bombarded by too much sensory input, such as noises and lights and movements and textures, and perhaps your kid has been there. I know my kid has definitely the too much noise and the tags and clothing fabrics to this day, and he's a teenager, overstimulated him, and we had to cut back on those. And we'll be talking about that in a second. So the kids can feel overwhelmed, right? And you can feel overwhelmed as a parent. I know what it's like. That triggers hyperactivity, irritability, or emotional meltdowns. Children can also experience a lack of stimulation, which leads to boredom, distractibility, and craving for constant movement or fidgeting to feel more engaged. We feel this at home, but as teachers, when I was teaching in the classroom, I definitely felt this as well. This is when the teacher will be emailing you home and saying, your child is having problems in school, talking to a friend, tapping their pencils on the table, being very distracting. So we need to figure this out because this is affecting all areas of your life. All right, so common sensory challenges for children with ADHD. Common challenges. So, as we just said, auditory overload. Sometimes sounds are just too much. So, noisy classroom or a noisy home can cause your child probably to become overstimulated, making it hard for them to focus. Tags, we talked about tags or clothing textures. Some children just find that certain fabrics are just uncomfortable and that distracts them. Some children actually find them very helpful. So you might find a fabric that your child really likes. And some tactile things that we'll talk about later is Velcro on desks. Some children really like just to rub their fingers on Velcro on desks. Lots of suggestions. I have a million suggestions to pare this down into a small training has been hard. So you'll have to come back for the workshop. But anyway, let's keep going. Proprioceptive and movement needs. Many children have a high need for physical movement. They may feel understimulated if they are asked to sit still for long periods of time without opportunities for movement. Here is an opportunity for you to really work with your teacher. I also have an ebook if you'd like me to send that to you about working with your child's teacher if you have a neurodivergent child. So please let me know if that's something that's interesting to you. So you have to talk to the teacher about letting the kid move. Otherwise, what's going to happen in the classroom is not what the teacher want. It's not what the kids want. It's not what you want. So talking to the teacher ahead of time and getting some ground rules established will be amazingly beneficial. And of course, do it in front of your child so that they don't work the system, shall I say. Visual distractions. A cluttered or busy environment can visually overwhelm your child. They can make it difficult for them to concentrate on a task. And again, talk to your teacher. Busy classrooms as busy homes as well. Busy desks for us adults with ADHD. Crazy desk will make it hard. All right. Hopefully that made sense to you. Let's go on to some actionable sensory strategies to help calm hyperactivity. I really want to get into some actions for you. So, by understanding and adjusting to your child's sensory needs, as we just talked about, you can create an environment that fosters calm and focus. Here are some practical strategies that you can use. So you can do deep pressure for calming. Oh, I love this one. Deep pressure, such as weighted blankets, compression vests, or even a firm hug. Or if your little one is little, that burrito roll, right? Wrapping them in a blanket tightly, swaddling, as we did for our babies. It helps calm the nervous system by providing grounding sensory feedback. It works well because it sends signals to the brain that help reduce anxiety and hyperactivity, promoting a sense of security and calm. Oh my gosh, don't we love that even as adults? Weighted blankets are amazing. Christmas gift for everyone. Get one for everyone. I don't know anyone that I've given a weighted blanket to that doesn't like theirs. So maybe I should get that as a sponsor on my podcast. Weighted blanket company. Good idea. All right, you can tell I have ADHD as well. Here we go. Actionable tip. What can you do? Of course, the weighted blankets, if I haven't said that enough, during homework or bedtime, definitely during bedtime. And they make child-sized ones too. You don't have to get the large adult ones. They do make child-size, and that's where I started with my kid. It can help them feel grounded and more focused when they're doing their homework. You can also try pressure-based items like a compression vest during tasks that require concentration. And when I was teaching, I would let my students wear one during tests, especially state testing, those really intense tests. That would definitely help their concentration. So, again, talk to your child's teacher. Okay, let's go into the next one. Noise canceling headphones, like we had in that picture. Noise canceling headphones are amazing. I know my son loved them. He didn't like earplugs though, so soft earplugs is another suggestion if your child will tolerate them. But your teen might try to do earbuds, which probably won't be okay with their teacher. So the noise canceling headphones, they're not cool for older kids, but they definitely help for the younger ones that don't know how to regulate as well yet. So they make it easier for your child to focus in noisy environments. It reduces that auditory distractions, and allowing your child to concentrate better, whether in a classroom, during homework, or in public places. So encourage your child to wear these headphones. They're not horribly well, they're bulky, but they're not painful to wear. And when they're doing homework, or if you're vacuuming or in a busy home, you can use these. And if you talk to your child's teacher, they can keep them in the classroom and use them as needed if it becomes too loud. During recess, works really well as well. And you can also pair this with calming music. There's so much beautiful calming music out there. And white noise. I know my son needs white noise in order to fall asleep. He can't fall asleep unless he has white noise. So that will also help them feel comfortable. Next one, fidget tools for movement and tactile stimulation. Fidget tools like stress balls, fidget spinners, or even textured putty, and that Velcro that I talked about, used in a controlled way, can get tactile and movement-based input while staying focused. Your child can. And again, talk to your child's teacher, but in an appropriate way, they can really use it for focus rather than distraction. And ground rules should be set up about this, right? But fidgeting allows children to channel their needs for movement in a way that doesn't distract them from the task at hand. It's especially helpful for children who are understimulated and need that physical activity to stay focused. So give your child access to simple, quiet fidget tools during seated activities, such as reading or doing homework, encouraging them to use these in a way to channel their energy rather than requiring complete stillness. Oh, and another one I forgot to mention are chair bands. If you just get an elastic band, um, and you tie it around a chair, they can kick it at the dinner table, they can kick it at school, and it's usually not very distracting to anyone around. They really can get out some activity that way. All right, let's go on to a sensory break zone. So that is a zone that, like it sounds, is quiet, calming space where your child can retreat if they're feeling overstimulated or overwhelmed. This works really good to have a designated space where they can just take that break if they're feeling overwhelmed. And it's really good for us parents to also have them take a break so that we can regulate, they can self regulate, and everyone is a happier family. So if they're feeling overstimulated, give them that space. My child's space was under the stairs. There was a little closet. I know it sounds a little bit Harry Potter-ish, huh? But we decorated a nice little closet with a bottle that he could shake with oil and water in it and some glitter that would calm him down, some soft lighting, pillows, and something soft and calming, right? To help them breathe and relax. So it can be a small corner in your home, it can be in their room, and please fill it with some calming sensory objects. That weighted blanket, a beanbag chair, some calming lights or fidget toys. Allow your child to help set it up with you, but go there when they're feeling anxious or overstimulated. Let them calm themselves down. Also, take that time to calm yourself down and breathe. All right, let's go on to our last one that we have here. Movement breaks for proprioceptive and vestibular input. Short bursts of physical activity engage the proprioceptive body, awareness, and vestibular balance and movement systems. Physical activity helps your child, you probably know this already, release energy, which in turn helps them refocus when returning to a task. The trick is you don't want to do too much energy. You don't want them to go overstimulated. So just a short burst of energy. It does not have to be a long activity at all. Proprioceptive and vestibular activities like jumping, spinning, climbing can reduce hyperactivity and increase calmness. So build in frequent movement breaks throughout the day, such as 5 minutes of jumping jacks, trampoline time. It can be one of those little trampolines. We have a little trampoline that my son goes on in the house. It doesn't have to be a ginormous thing that takes over your whole backyard. It can be a little thing in your house, although my cat takes it over quite frequently. Or get up and dance. It's good for everyone in the house. A little exercise, a little blowing off some steam is good for everyone as well as family bonding. And then come back, do some schoolwork. And this is another tip. There's so much I want to share. This is another tip called the Pomodoro technique, where you can do schoolwork for 20 minutes, break for 5, schoolwork for 20, break for 5, do that for an hour, and then take a longer break. And for teens, getting on your phone for 5 or 10 minutes. You got to have small breaks, though. Do not let it extend. So, really amazing, amazing technique that has so many benefits to it. I hope these are really helping you. Let's do the long-term benefits. Why I'm saying all this, why I think it's so amazingly important, because the long-term benefits are huge. And really, we're looking for that natural solution rather than constantly being on medication, which is covering the problem. We're looking for a long-term solution that they can maintain over the years. By doing these activities, it will lead to improved focus, calming the nervous system, allowing your child to stay focused on tasks for longer periods. And also, I should say, it will allow them to do these things if you can work on it without you. So as you start releasing and as they start becoming more and more independent, they will have a great deal of freedom if they know they can do these things on their own. So gradually reducing your need to coach them so much because they will be coming up with these solutions that work for them as they get older and start to become more and more independent. Of course, one of the benefits is reduced hyperactivity. Proper sensory input can help regulate a child's need for movement and reduce restlessness. Yes, most of us do want that. Better emotional control. Here's the one that really gets parents. How do I control my child that's so strong-willed, right? So sensory regulation, emotional regulation can improve a child's ability to manage their emotions through that control of their senses. And that will help prevent meltdowns caused by sensory overload. In our little kids, when they're having those meltdowns and we don't know what to do and we're pulling our hair out, it's probably because one of their senses is way overtaxed and they just don't have the words to say it. They just don't know. So we have to help them until they get that independence. By recognizing and addressing sensory needs, you can help your child find a sense of balance that supports natural ADHD management, hopefully without medication. I really hope this is helping you. Okay, we are going to move on now to secret number 2.
Thank you so much for listening to this first day. Please come back tomorrow. There will be another email for you for day 2 of our training. Each training is about 15 minutes long. I know this one went a little bit further or longer, but I appreciate your time and I hope these tips and tricks are really helpful. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye bye.